Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Martin with The Contoured Chemist. Guys, there's new releases, new bundles. If you are new to Seint or 3D Foundation, you might not know, it's like an exciting time when we actually have bundled deals that are discounted because it doesn't happen very often. So it's almost Mother's Day. I want to do a quick get ready with me and I'm gonna show you guys both of the bundles that just were released. Do you want to check them out? Keep watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And thanks for being here. All right, guys, let's get into it. It's a beautiful day here in Missouri, and I'm just in a great mood. I'm testing a new self-tanner. I got a new shirt on, and I'm like feeling spring and summer. I'm really excited to try some of these colors that I feel like some of them scream summer to me. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Do you guys wear the same color year round, or do you have certain colors that you only like bring out in summertime? I feel like I am a little bit of both, but certain colors just when I'm feeling in the mood for, I don't know, especially like right now when it's like itching for warm weather and we get a really nice day and I'm like, let's bring out all the corals and the pinks and fun colors. I don't know, maybe it's just, but that's okay. So I'm gonna show you guys both of the Mother's Day bundles. So if you are new to Seint's 3D Foundation, you might not know, bundles are few and far between. And us artists don't really know about them until like right when they're released. So we never know, like some years we'll have Valentine's bundles and then we don't have them for 2 years. And then we'll have a Mother's Day bundle or like a back to school kind of time bundle. We always have Christmas, some kind of holiday bundle, but otherwise it's like a surprise. So it's really exciting when we have one. And if you don't know, Seint never has sales. So a bundle is the only time that you can really get something discounted. There are two for Mother's Day. There's also some new Demi Colour bundles. They aren't like a promotion or anything like that. They are like here for the long haul. They kind of just put together some great options for certain concerns that you can filter. And so those are new as well, but these are bundles. So these will be for a limited time. If you aren't familiar also, it's kind of like hit or miss. They can sell out really quickly, or they can say like one color will sell out, then they'll replace it with another one. So as of right now, when I'm filming this, these are the colors in the bundles. They might possibly change by the time I even edit and upload this video. So just a heads up, if they're different, I'm sorry. But they always just like, it tends to be like if one color sells out, they'll just replace it with something similar. Okay, let's get started. What should we do first? Should we do our face? I feel like I want to do face really quickly. I'm not going to go over like, I'm not going to be crazy talkative like I normally am. I say that and then we'll see. So my lips are super red right now because I just put a lip plumper on. See, that's what happens. That's okay. Nothing that I can't color correct. So I just put on that City Lips plumping lip gloss. And I'm gonna go ahead and all I have on my face is my Glow Screen sunscreen after I applied my vitamin C, of course. And then I'm gonna go in with my eye primer. Thank me later. I have all this stuff. I always put all the colors I'm using and anything like that I need linked down in the description box below the video. Okay, so let's do quick face, all right? So that way we can concentrate on the colors and the eyes because that is what our bundles are about, right? So let's see, I'm gonna break out my 3D foundation. Okay, so if you're new to 3D foundation, I've got a lot more tutorials that are much more in depth. I'm just gonna do it real quickly and show you guys how easy and fast it is. So on the daily, this is my method. So I'm just gonna do kind of my normal natural to medium coverage, which is my daily go-to. And we're just gonna throw it on. So, oh, I did already perfect my perfector, and it is out here kind of drying as I put on my face. So that is always something I also do first. So I'm gonna go in with my color corrector and the blush and bronzer brush, and I'm just gonna barely tap in to my color corrector and buff it on where needed. So I feel like I'm not very like red today. So I'm just gonna be real light-handed with it. Okay, so I'm using this to match my darkest tones in my face, color correct any hyperpigmentation, redness, dark circles. So I'm just kind of placing this where I need it. I don't know, you can't really tell on camera. I tend to be red here. My nose is darker. I definitely need some around my lips. This is why I don't use lip plumpers very often. Do you guys get that? It's just like, oh, nothing Magic Mango cannot cure, right? So, okay, I'm just gonna kind of tap in, get some on my finger, and use the warmth of my finger to kind of get a nice, thin, even layer under my eyes. I'm gonna tap on more right here. I don't know if you can see that, my dark spot. Since I self-tan this morning, that will get darker during the day. So I wanna make sure I've got adequate coverage on my hyperpigmentation because my tan is not fully developed, but I'm liking this so far. We will see if it holds up to all of the arm swatches I'm about to do. Okay, so color correct under eyes. I'm gonna grab the buff brush and do my lids. Okay, I'm gonna see if I need any more coverage. Sometimes I need more on my broken capillaries. So you always wanna buff on very thin layer of your color corrector. Then you can press on more where you need it. Oh my gosh, my lips are so red. That's intense today. I might need to wipe some off. Okay, let's see. Do I have my lip conditioner in here? Yes, I'm gonna just throw some lip conditioner on instead because obviously my skin can't take that today. And who wants a ring of red around their mouth? Not me. Okay, so as I was saying, buff on a thin layer, press on where you need any more, and then you're good. Okay, same brush, main shade. Okay, this is going to kind of build up coverage without pulling me too dark and too warm like my color corrector would. So it's gonna kind of even out my skin into like one color pretty much. Okay, and then I will add my dimension with my contour. But this was what gives me medium coverage. I've got a lot of freckles, a lot of hyperpigmentation, redness, and this is the easiest way for me to kind of get the look I want. And the fastest. I'm all about speed. You guys might think that this method would take longer, but if I didn't talk, I can do it. 3 minutes. My full face, contouring and everything. Okay, you'll see that pretty much the only place I didn't cover is around my hairline where I feel like, did I do my nose? See, now I'm talking too much and I can't remember. But I don't really have any need for color correction in that area. So, you know, here I needed to kind of even out this redness so my contour doesn't pull too warm, but there you go. So now I'm flat faced, all one color. Now we will add in the dimension. Okay, so let's see. I didn't put my main shade on my eyes yet. Let's do that real quick. Okay, here's where also if you have like hyperpigmentation that you're trying to cover, acne, anything like that, once you get that main shade on, if you're like, okay, I can still see those dark spots, go back in, add another layer, okay? Build up coverage in thin layers is key with this makeup. You just don't wanna apply it. One thick layer will never give you the coverage that nice thin layers will, okay? Okay, let's see. contour time, my favorite time. Detail all the way. I'm gonna use, I don't know, I might kind of mix them today for fun. I want a bronzier look. I don't know, I'm feeling tan. So I love Astoria, that's usually my daily go-to. Indigo will definitely give me a bronzier look. Sometimes it can be harder for me to blend out in this area, just depending on how my skin is feeling that day. So I'm just gonna kind of go boop, 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 and I'm just gonna kind of mix. So if you're one of those people that's like, Astoria isn't blending well and you need to add a little bit more warmth, but you're like darker, you can't really go down, Indigo might be a little too warm for you, just kind of tap into both. Clean up if needed. Okay, so that one I feel like looks warmer. I'm gonna just dip in a little bit more to Astoria, just on the edge of my brush. And I'm gonna go right where the deepest part of my shadow would be if I had really nice cheekbones, right there. So I'm just going along that line and then I'm just gonna blend upwards. Okay. Now, my forehead, I usually wear Astoria, no problem, but it doesn't show up nearly as well as Indigo. Indigo does pull really warm on me, but darkness-wise, it's great. And since I kind of just want, you know, what's the word, to frame my face, I'm just gonna go ahead and use just straight Indigo. You see how warm that is on me? So if it's too warm, again, just add a little bit of Astoria just right along the hairline where the shadow would be darker, more gray, okay? Because we were wanting it to look like a shadow, not a bronzer. But that way you can kind of get the best of both worlds. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna go boop, boop, and I'm gonna go down the neck to blend along that jawline. I'm not gonna be super picky today. Indigo's one that if your neck is naturally lighter, just by pulling a little indigo down your neck, it's gonna bronze it up in no time. You might not even need bronzer. Like, I feel pretty bronzed. I don't know if I'll need any Bella today. Okay, for nose contour though, I cannot use indigo. It'll pull straight red. So I'm just gonna use edge of my brush and Astoria. Let's see if I can look in the mirror. Create my stripe. Like so. I'm gonna use the other end under the lip, and then I'm just gonna kind of use this end to kind of blend up towards my brow. And on the tip of my nose to attempt to shorten my nose. Okay, accent brightener time. This is what will add even more dimension. So I definitely no longer have a flat face. I'm contoured, but if you really wanna make your eyes pop and bring light, like you are holding a flashlight in front of your face, that's all that this highlight will do. So I'm gonna use the buff brush again, just gonna tap in, okay? And here's where it'll really make your contour, your nose contour pop as well. So you wanna go all the way up to that contour line and then over, okay? And so depending on your eyes, if you go all the way up to your lash line, if you have issues with creasing, it's gonna make it harder. If you have more mature eyes, just kind of skip right underneath your eye and make this triangle in this region. It's still gonna give you the same effect. Okay, you really don't want to apply a lot right here on the outer corner. If crow's feet are an issue for you, it will just bring attention to that texture there. So what I do is I kind of just start tapping and I'm slowly kind of bringing it outwards so I have that lit effect here on my upper cheekbone and under the eye, but I'm not actually applying color directly there. I'm not depositing the most amount of color there. I'm just slowly kind of tapping so I'm not having to pull that delicate under eye area. So the other place you can brighten, center of the forehead, down in between your nose contour, Cupid's bow, center of the chin. If your neck is lighter, you also want to put it along your jawline so that you stay matching there. Otherwise, you don't have to apply it there. Okay, this is gonna be like an upside down triangle. Just kind of brighten the center of the forehead like so. Okay, I can never use a brush down my nose. I don't know why. So blend it up in between your brows so that those are kind of all connected right down the center. Okay, so now we are brightened. Now we perfect. The key with this makeup, if you're layering anything, and I just layered 3 shades, color corrector, main shade, contour. Under my eyes, I did color corrector, main shade, highlight. So 3 shades, it's still gonna look like skin when we're done, I promise. It's all in the application. It's still gonna give me great coverage. I'm still gonna get nice medium coverage with this method, but it's gonna look like skin. That is my goal. Anytime I put this makeup on, I want it to look natural, glowy, but not like makeup. You know, not too much to ask, right? Okay, under the eyes is my biggest problem area. That's also where I layered 3 highlights. So I wanna make sure I press it in, remove excess, and try to minimize the most amount of creasing. And this is also where it can really make you look like you're wearing makeup and increase the look of texture if you have too much. And if you put on a powder when you have too much creams anywhere, it will immediately look cakey. So you have to use this. It's the only way to remove excess. And it's the only way to really press it in. And I'll be honest, it's kind of hard to really control the amount of these creams to the point where you don't need to ever perfect. Now, there are some cases where, say you're trying to build up coverage in an area like your nose, and this just seems to kind of pull it off. You might not have to perfect that area. Certain parts of your skin, you know, you're not like, okay, I want my nose to look like skin. I don't really care if my nose looks like skin, but I really, like, I don't want it to look cakey, obviously, but I would rather have good coverage on my nose and have the rest of my face look, you know, glowy. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So anywhere you want your skin to shine through, you really want to use this perfector. I tend to usually want my nose a little bit more matte and less shiny, if that makes sense. How many times can I say, does that make sense? Okay. There you go. Good coverage. I'm even, I'm brightened, contoured, good to go. Now we can do the fun stuff. Okay, before my eyes set, before my eyes crease, because our creams don't set, you want to powder those bad boys. So if you have issues with under eye creasing like me, and we want to get a good base for our eyeshadow on our lids as well. So all I did was I just touched the powder. Okay, that's enough for my entire under eye, so I get no creasing. And I bring it down to this area where I also have issues with that. But it's not so heavy that it's gonna make me look older, okay? Like, I cannot tell that I just powdered. Okay, then you can be more generous and swipe in on your lids because you want a really nice powdered base so that our eyeshadow will blend really well. And then anywhere you don't want to be a little bit extra shiny, I tend to get shiny right there, right there, and anywhere you also are prone to creasing. Now, we really did not apply a whole lot. The more you apply, the more full coverage you're going for, the more prone you will be to creasing because you're applying more product. So if that is the case, use a little bit of powder and then creasing won't be an issue. I'm trying to decide, do we bronze? Do we not bronze? Do we bronze? I don't feel like I need it, but I'm gonna show you guys real quick because, you know, again, as we get closer to summer, I'm like, why not be bronzy? And why not add a little bit more glow? So if you like the glowy look to your skin, try putting Glow Illuminator next to Bella, swirling into both, okay? Now we already brightened, so I'm just gonna hit kind of my cheek area and then to here, because this part we brightened. We don't wanna, you know, bronze that up again. So just like that. Okay, and I'm always like less is more when bronzer, so you'll see that's why I don't bronze super heavily. Personal preference. I feel like once we add blush, don't need a whole lot of bronzer, but I also like this is like no blush days, like a little bit more bronzer and you're good to go. So a little bit on the nose, chin, anywhere the sun would naturally hit first, the high points of your face, and then down the neck. And I'm always bronzing anything if it's gonna show. Okay, so let's actually break out these bundles, shall we? Holy moly, I think I talked enough. So I dropped them all into this because I wanted to show you guys both. So both of them come in a silver, metallic silver, new Seint compact, but they are this size, so they hold 4, okay? So the very first one is the Bouquet Bundle. This is the one with the lip and cheeks, but it also comes with a perfume, which I love because you guys, I'm obsessed with the perfumes. I love that they can double as an illuminator. I pretty much stopped using just illuminators. I just use the perfumes. So if you don't like rose gold, I'm sorry, because it's my favorite. You can find a place for it. Even if you don't use it as an illuminator on your face, you can still use it as a perfume. So I love that it's got that shimmer, so it'll catch the light. This one's good. So this is number 2. Oh gosh, I can't remember the description, you guys. Don't ask me to describe scents, okay? One thing you might not know about me, I can describe colors like nobody's business. But when it comes to describing the way something smells, I have no idea. I can't even remember which one this is after smelling it. I will type it out. It's good. They all smell good. We don't have any bad ones. But anyway, drop it on the collarbone. I like to put it behind my ear, and then I'll use it as illuminator, which I will wait because I like to put my blush on first. So yeah, give me a second. Anyway, let's go back to colors. So this one comes with my all-time favorite brush. This is the brush I recommend for everyone beginning with this makeup. So if you're a bronzer girl, first of all, you have to have it because this is the bronzer side. And then the blush end, as you guys just saw, I use for my color corrector, my main shade, and I use it for my blush, always. I actually have 2. This is the old style, but you'll get the new one. I need to buy another pretty one. So I love these so much. If you don't have this brush, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is the best. So I love that this comes with it, and you get a perfume and 3 lip and cheek shades. And I like the variety. So we have a glossy and 2 mattes. So I feel like some of these are kind of normally scary to people. But I'm telling you, I have so many clients and these are some of their very like all-time favorite shades. So what do we got? We got Dahlia. Dahlia is the shade that I feel like is the most kind of scary looking in the 10 because it looks so pigmented. Now it is pigmented, okay, but I probably will put this one on. So you guys, literally, if our creams if they're super pigmented, all that means is that you have more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? They give you more versatility. I talk about it with eyeshadows a lot. Some of those like mid to dark shades are the best because you can wear them lightly for one color or build them up in pigmentation for more boldness or darkness or whatever. So this one can be literally the prettiest hot pink lip or a really just beautiful pink flush to the cheeks. Or you can put it on lightly on the lips, top it with a gloss, and it's just a hint of pink. So I love the pigmented shades. I'm like, the more pigmented they are, the more they last on the skin and the more variety of ways you can use them. I mean, anyway, so this is a great color. If you like pink, you need this in your collection. Now, Petal is one, you don't see me wear that a lot alone because it's lighter than my skin. Like I can straight up show you my lips real quick. Okay, it's lighter. I just had a flashback to like grade school. Okay, so it's lighter on my skin tone. Now, if you are fair, you'll be able to wear it by itself. I love it because it's a gloss and it's a cool undertoned gloss. Let me swatch it. Which means it will cool down anything you put it over. Do you see kind of how it's almost got like, almost like a, I mean, it's like a cool purple, if you think more purple. So it's not a warm pink, it's a cool pink. And so that will kind of cool down anything. So if you like, say you put on a blush and you're like, that is too warm on me, this is a great topper because it will cool it down, kind of tone it down a bit, and it will give you that gloss. And you guys know I love the glow on the cheeks, and I can't wear mattes straight on my lips ever. So I love that they threw in a gloss, and this is a great topper for both of these because it will tone it down if these scare you. So, okay, last but certainly not least, one of the best. This is by far our most pigmented shade we've ever had. It'll stain my finger, guaranteed. Saffron. So it is a pink undertoned red. It is certainly bold, but this is a color I feel like is great because it will really work all year round. It's like, this is the kind of red I am drawn to for even like Christmas time or Valentine's Day, or if I want to do a bold lip, I pick saffron because it's more wearable usually on 99% of people compared to an orange red. So it's got almost like that blue undertoned red, so it makes your teeth look really white. And again, it's one of those that you can wear very lightly as well. This one you do have to be careful about. If you're like dipping straight in, I recommend like putting it on the back of your hand before you just like, if you're one of those people that likes to dot on your blush, it's gonna be harder to kind of blend that out without moving all of your highlight because it's so pigmented. So I recommend kind of pressing that baby on, but it's so good. So that one will even make an awesome lip liner because it is so pigmented and it really does kind of stay where you put it because of the pigmentation, like my finger. I'm telling you guys, it will be stained all day. Pigmented, be ready for it. Okay, and you guys, you can also use, I don't know how much, I don't feel like I do this enough, I forget, but these illuminators can also be worn on the lips if you like a little bit of shimmer on your lips as well. I mean, shoot, you could even put it, you know, kind of swirl it on your cheek area to add more glow. Again, these creams are just super versatile. So let's go to the next level. The next one is the Gemstone, and please excuse my ruby, which I obviously used when I was making, I think, my faux sunshine state on IGTV. If you missed that, I was mixing up colors like a mad scientist. And I used some ruby, and I have not melted that baby back down, but that's okay. She still works the same. So the Gemstone palette is like, well, it's jewel tones, right? So we've got ruby lip and cheek, pearl illuminator, and 4 eyeshadows, baby. So let's go ahead and swatch Pearl is a great one to wear over things. I need to stop swatching with my dyed finger. I'm afraid it's gonna like get in my pearl. Okay, so let's do Pearl here, okay? Pearl is the like shimmery, more like icy toned illuminator, okay? Again, if you put it on your lips, it's gonna kind of tone it down. And this is a great one for like inner corner, under brow highlight. It looks super natural. It's very much comparable to Sabrina powder. So yeah, our creams you can use in the same way. Or if you have fair skin, this one is really good and natural. If you have darker skin, this one's gonna give you the most pop, okay? Because it's going to be, you know, lighter and brighter. It's gonna give you more of that icy highlight. Okay, Ruby. So you guys know how I was talking about how pigmented saffron is? So saffron's a matte. Ruby, in my opinion, is the glossy version of saffron. It is, so most of our glosses, if you haven't tried them yet, most of them, I always say, are more sheer than our mattes. And our mattes formulation, which I believe on the website they call them satins, and that's because they changed that over the years, and I am stuck in my ways. To me, these are matte, these are glossy. So anyway, if it looks matte, it's a matte in my eyes. So anyway, the mattes are better because they're like more pigmented, better longevity on the cheeks and the lips usually. And usually our glosses are more sheer and they're more buildable color. But Ruby is the exception. So I'm always just like saying most of them, except Ruby. Ruby is very pigmented, okay? She is literally like the glossy form of, I mean, look at that. They're not much different. This one I would say is a little bit more red, and this one's a little bit more pink, okay? But depending on how sheared out you do them, they can look almost identical, but for a heavy swatch, you can tell the difference. But I use the same finger because it's gonna stain anyway. Ruby's very pigmented, so I always warn people the first time you put that on your cheeks, be warned, kind of tap off excess. But this one is the prettiest bold lip. It's, oh, that one and Dahlia. I mean, if you're wanting a hot pink lip, these two, for sure. They are so fun. Anyway, Ruby is awesome. So if you're having issues with pigmentation, but you love the glow, try Ruby. Try layering these. Oh my gosh. I mean, pretty much if you layered Ruby over saffron, that would never be able to come off your face again. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, if you have issues with longevity, try that combo. I bet you it wouldn't fade a bit. All right, so I'm gonna try to swatch on the other side, the eyeshadows. Okay, so jewel tones. We have, ooh, is this one considered a matte? I think it is. So we have 2 mattes, 2 shimmers, I think. Stay Golden for sure is, oh, I gotta use my other hand. I'm not very good at swatching with my left hand. Okay, so Stay Golden, I was actually just talking about this shade in my tutorial, my eyeshadow tutorial this last week, because I was talking about the blending. Can't see it at all. I was talking about finding a good shade to blend with that's like the shade, like the tone and the color of your lid, and it can help you fix mistakes and keep things blended. Stay Golden is that shade for me. Like on my eyes, on my skin, you really can't see it. Okay, so for me, it is not a mid-tone matte. But if you have lighter skin than I do, it could be. I know a lot of people do. So it's right there, if you can't tell. You can kind of just tell where it mattified my arm a little bit. But it is great for me as like a base or to blend out shades. It's just not deep enough. It doesn't have enough contrast from my lids to use it as a mid-tone. But I've seen a lot of artists that can and love it and use it all the time. So it's more of like a blending shade for me. Okay, let's go with the other matte, which I don't feel like I talk about this color enough. If you like purples, this is one of the most, I don't want to say natural, but it it truly is like an easy purple to wear. It's not a bold purple. It's a very gray-based, dark, deep dark shade, like to use as a liner or that outer corner. Let's see if I not swatch over what I just did, if I can find. Okay, so this is Amethyst. This color is so pretty. And it looks purple on my arm. Like it's straight up, I mean, it's a deep purple, but I'll show you on the lid how it just can, because of those gray undertones, it really can look like a natural shadow. And it's not like a stark, bold, I don't know. Sometimes people are like purple and they're scared. Purples are one of my favorite, all-time favorite shades to wear. And they make like the best smoky eye. Like they're my favorite. I find them so much more appealing than just black and gray for a smoky eye, or brown. Like if you're stuck in a brown rut, these colors will get you out of that for sure. Okay, Gilded. Gilded's one of my fave. You guys know I use this shade a lot. And this one is always really hard for me to describe. Now it is a shimmer. Okay. It is one of the prettiest swatch shades I've ever seen. So it's more of like a deep burgundy. So it's more like reddish tones. I wouldn't really consider it red. But I guess as close as you might be able to get for a red eyeshadow. But it's just got that warmth, like coppery, but deeper, right? So I love this shade because again, it's dark enough I can use it in the outer corner. I think I just used that not too long ago. But then it's like you can easily do it lightly on the lid. You just don't want to put it super heavy over the lid because it is so dark. Unless you really like just use it lightly, it can really like, you know, be too dark for a lid shade. Okay, then last but not least is Emerald City. I know everyone's always asking for more tutorials with this color because it's so pretty. Now it is a shimmer, but it's very, I don't know, like maybe on the arm it doesn't look as, it to me is just more of like a satin. It kind of catches the light, but it doesn't have near the shimmer that Gilded has. Okay, so this is a really beautiful, I don't know, almost like blue undertoned green. It's not like, I mean, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's more like an emerald than like green grass. What is that called? Like a Kelly green is more like number 33. This one is much more of like a blue green. I don't like a jewel tone. I don't feel like the other one is jewel tone. Maybe emeralds are more, I don't know, but it's beautiful. I love this shade. It's one of my favorite greens because again, as you can kind of tell, it does have a little bit more gray in it and it makes it more wearable when it's not so much of a stark, like bold, bright green. These are, I mean, look how pretty those are. Oh, they're so pretty. Okay, now the hard part was where I have to make a decision on what to wear. What do you guys want to see? Okay, let's do, I want to show you guys how pretty Dahlia is by itself, first of all. Okay, and then we might have to layer some because you guys know me. And then we'll pick something different for the lips and we'll do eyes and all that. Okay, so we're to lip and cheek time. So we're gonna smile. We're gonna look at the outside apple of the cheek because as we smile, it drops down, okay? We want it lifted. So we're gonna start about right here and we're gonna apply it along our contour so these two are connected and it's kind of like a nice ombre effect. Now, like I said before, I don't want it super heavy. So I'm just gonna pounce in a little bit and I'm gonna kind of just tap off the back of my hand. You can tell, like I didn't get too much. It's good. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of press it on. And look at that. Does that look crazy bold at all? To me, it looks like such a natural pink. But it's buildable. So if you're like, no, I like a bold blush, Sarah, like I need more than that, then just go in with more. So you always just, you know, blush is like eyeshadow. Start with a little bit and you can easily build up color. Okay, now I feel like I got more on this side. I'm gonna kind of blend that out a little bit. Okay, I was trying to keep it a little bit subtle so I can put ruby over it. You guys know me, I have to layer everything. So that was Dahlia. Okay, the other bundle comes with ruby, so I want to show you guys. Now this is pigmented on its own, like I don't need a base of pigmentation, but I'm going to attempt to apply very little. Oh my gosh, look at that. I just barely tapped in. Now see how much more pigmented that is? Okay, I'm gonna get off a lot because I really just want the glow that it'll give. And then I'm not gonna pick up more. I'm just gonna use my hand to grab more. Okay, now no, our blush is toned down after about 5 minutes, okay? So if you're applying blush and you're like, it's not lasting, know that they're gonna tone down, okay? Do your eye makeup, come back and be like, okay, do I need more blush? And sometimes I'm like, okay, now I see I need to blend. So I'm just gonna kind of take my perfector around the edges just to kind of ombre that. And then I'm gonna wait after a few minutes and see, because I feel like on camera it looks okay, a little bit more bold than I normally go for, but in the mirror it looks a lot more intense. So I'm just gonna trust the process. I'm gonna let it tone down a little bit, and if I need to adjust. That's the thing, with bold blush, you really have to pay a little bit more attention to placement, because obviously you're gonna be able to see it a lot more. Maybe that's why I go for the neutrals, because I slap it on and I'm good to go. Okay, let's see. Now that we did blush, we can go ahead and illuminate. I'll just show you guys one on each side. So again, perfume is rose gold. I just put it on like normal, okay? Swipe in generously, okay? So that's the one I normally go for. You guys have seen me probably wear it a million times. Let's do a little pearl. I'll be honest, I don't wear pearl very often. Same thing, swipe in generously. Okay, can you see how like much more icy that is? Now, obviously our creams are all more subtle, but can you tell the difference? The gold and then the white. All of these colors are pretty bold, and yet all of these really are too. So in order to do lips and eyes, you guys know, if you don't know, my kind of general rule of thumb when you're putting together a look is you pick either bold eyes or bold lips. You really don't want to do both. So obviously I only have one choice as far as eyeshadows go. So we're just gonna go, we're gonna do the eyes first. We're gonna see how bold they turn out. And if they're too bold, we know I'll have to kind of take it down a notch on the lips, right? Oh my gosh, I forgot to even mention that the Gemstone Bundle also comes with a smudge brush, which, if you guys do not know, is one of my, like, my ride or dies. I can't do my eyeshadow without it. And I'll show you how we use it. And this is also a really great brush for nose contouring, in case you haven't tried that yet. It's great. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows really fast because I feel like I can't do my eye makeup until my brows frame my face. Okay, much better. All right, let's do some face makeup. Okay, I'm going to, first off, I'm gonna grab my, I got asked again the other day, what is this? I keep calling it a shadow switcher because for years I used this, and you guys saw me using this. Same thing, but Seint came out with one that magnetizes in your compact, but we call it the brush cleaning tile. And what it is, I'll show you kind of, this one pops out. What it is like, I don't know, it's almost like foam, kind of squishy stuff, okay? The one in this does not come out. Really, I keep getting asked like, how do you clean it? There's really no need to clean it. If you feel like it's got a lot of debris on it, you could easily rinse it and let it dry or spray it down with alcohol. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever cleaned this thing. Works fine, okay? So this is what you can use in between colors. You can use it for Demi. If you have excess on your brush, you can use it for eyeshadows. I mainly use it for eyeshadows. I keep it in my compact next to my eyeshadows. So in between colors, I can switch shades without muddying up or getting a bad blend because I still have residual color on my brush from the shade before. So there you go. I'm a little lazy when it comes to washing my eyeshadow brushes. Like every time I do my eyeshadow, I don't wash them, but I do run them over this. So I know before I start, I'm not going to have excess color from before that I didn't realize was on there. And then all of a sudden I'm like, why does this look funky? Yeah. So real quick, I'm gonna show you guys Stay Golden on myself all over the lid so you guys can see. Now, if I'm like wanting an all natural day, it's a really beautiful color to just kind of throw on for me. It kind of gives me coverage, evens out my eyelids so my veins aren't showing, and gives me a nice base to blend off of, okay? So if you are one that does not powder before you go in with eyeshadow, and you like to just use a nice neutral to color correct your eyes, that is an awesome use for that one if you have skin tone close to mine. If you're a little bit lighter than me, it will show up maybe as a mid-tone matte on you. If you're darker than me, it will show up lighter, kind of like when I wear Cupcake and I like to lighten that and use it on the lid. So depends on skin tone, obviously. So I'm trying to figure out what's a good way to show you the most amount of colors. I'll be honest, probably on the daily, I wouldn't combine all three. Personal preference. It would definitely be a jewel tone look. But I would totally like combine these two or these two. Maybe not do these two unless I was doing a Christmassy look, because to me, the tones scream Christmas. It's just something I associate with red and green, right? So you probably could, because it's not like a red, but it's not my first option. It wouldn't be my first option. So I'm gonna go ahead and just stick with my ride or die and put some Bubba in the crease to begin with. So once I have Bubba in my crease, I feel like, I don't know, maybe you can see a little bit. If I put Stay Golden on the lid, then I feel like I can see that there's a contrast, because I already warmed up above my hood, right? So then I'm gonna keep that Stay Golden in the front part of my eye, like so. So halfway through, okay? Then I'm gonna use the smudge brush again, and let's see, which one should we do? Let's do the flat end, and I'm gonna use a little bit of Gilded on the second half of my lid. Okay, now this you can build up as light or as dark as you want. So I feel like I've got a nice, not super dark, but I've got some depth there, but just enough that I can kind of see that sheen, okay? And now I've got a stark line, so I'm gonna go back in to Stay Golden just to kind of blur that out, blend it in. Okay. Now we're gonna go into Amethyst with this dome end. And this is gonna be my outer corner color. Okay, and then I'm gonna pull it into my actual crease. So Bubba was above my hood. This is gonna act like I would like it if it was a gray, and it's going to kind of mimic a natural shadow to give me more contrast and depth there. Okay, I feel like Amethyst and Gilded really kind of look good together and meld together on that outer corner eye. Here's where if you get a little crazy, go back into Stay Golden and use it to blend out any edges. Okay. Now, I feel like my under eye looks wonky, so I'm gonna put Bubba all the way under, okay, to define. I'm gonna use the multitasker because I want a little bit more like precision. I'm gonna use just a touch of Gilded on my lower lash line. Pretty much like midway to my pupil. Okay, then I'm gonna use same brush and Amethyst just on that outer corner. Almost like I was doing like a wing liner, but not really because it's with shadow, so it's not stark at all. Okay, look at that. I feel like my eye just got 10 times bigger from doing that method. I haven't even done liner or brightened yet. So let's go keep it in the palette, and I'm gonna use Pearl again. I'm gonna keep it really strategic and let's see if I can find it. I just used all my brushes. It's okay. I will clean one real quick. Okay, so I used my brush cleaner and cleaned my multitasker real quick. And I'm gonna use Pearl with the multitasker right under my brow. So it catches the light. And then inner corner right on that tear duct. Okay, so the key with mature eyes is just to do not put it on the lower part of your eyes. Right here, we have a lot of texture, or at least I do. Maybe I shouldn't say we, I do. So I have to really concentrate it on the inner corner where there's no texture to give that pop of brightness. Okay, let's see. I'm going to add a little bit of Black Friday. And then I'm going to add Amethyst over it to kind of set it and to keep it more of like a really natural purple smoky look. Show you how not scary purple is. Okay, finish with some mascara on the bottom lashes. There you go. Now we have to do the other eye. Now I didn't use Emerald City, so what do you think? Should I use it on the other side? Let's just go for it. That's okay if I look crazy today. It's all good. So I'm gonna do the same exact thing, but I'm gonna switch it up a little. Okay, so first of all, I already put Stay Golden all over, right? Now I'm going to use Bubba in the crease, just like I did over on the first side. and we're just gonna play with it. Let's see what happens. Let's try Emerald City with the smudge brush in the way we applied Amethyst on this side. Let's see what it looks like. Because again, like I said, it's got a gray base to it. It won't be like a stark green like you might think. Like it looks green, but it's not like, I just went a little too far down there. It's okay, it's okay. That's what creams are made for. Easy cleanup. Okay, so let's keep it in the line, Sarah. So outer corner, in the crease, flip it, and blend. Oh my gosh, I must be blending with a dirty brush because it's, see guys, it happens to the best of us. I'm gonna clean this brush. I think I've used way too many colors for that brush. Okay, white again. Oh, okay, let me clean up again. I might need highlight. Okay, that's better. Okay, so far we just have, let's see, Stay Golden on the lid. With Emerald City and Bubba in the crease. I feel like that looks so pretty and natural. Doesn't look stark, doesn't look green. I mean, I feel like I need to finish my eye, but that is so pretty. Okay, let's try to keep it a little bit close. I'm going to use Pearl again. Okay. Line. Okay, so Pearl to highlight. I lined my eyes in the same way, but this time I just used my brow color to kind of top it. And I'm going to pull a little bit of that on the lower lash line. If it's a little bit too much, just add some Bubba to help blend that out. And then finish with mascara. Eyes are done. Can you tell? I have two different eye looks. Which one's your guys' favorite? Purple or green? Hopefully you can see when I do the pictures. Hopefully you can tell the difference. I feel like they're both pretty. Like, I don't think if you just looked at me, you'd be able to maybe notice unless you looked pretty close. I feel like I've got more under my eyes on this side than this side, but I like them both. Okay, let me shut up. This is getting long enough. Time for lips. All right, so I feel like my eyes are bold, but they're not crazy bold, so maybe we can attempt a somewhat bold lip. See, notice how my cheeks now look, at least to me, they look so much better. They're not crazy. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with Storia, just because that's kind of natural for me. It gives me a lip line. You could also use Indigo. which is one of my favorites. If you're doing a bold lip, I always reach for indigo. Okay. There we go. What should we use? What should we use? I feel like, okay, first of all, I want to show you guys just a little bit of saffron as like a stain. Okay, I have a little bit of lip conditioner on, so I'm not really putting on much. I'm just kind of tapping it. On so that lip conditioner kind of, isn't that pretty? Okay, and then you can, if you want like more moisture, just put another layer of lip conditioner on and we'll kind of hold that stain on all day. So that's one of my favorite ways to wear saffron. Okay, I'm just gonna put a little bit. This might pull it a little too light. A little bit of Petal. Okay, tones it down. See how it makes it a little bit more cool? Okay, gives it a little bit more gloss. Okay, so I feel like I could do a little bit brighter, right? I'm just gonna keep layering. Okay, you guys, I'm barely using anything. I'm just gonna tap into Ruby. This is also an awesome combo for if your lips aren't lasting. Try a little saffron, then Ruby. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of pearl in the center. Okay, and then I'm going to put even more generous gloss on it. Because you guys know me, I need the moisture on my lips. I think that's pretty. It's natural, but it's still got great pigmentation as well. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Okay, so I think we used everything. Yeah, we used everything, which was my goal. I just didn't know how I was gonna pull it off. So there you go. They are already live. They went live on Friday, April 9th. And hopefully they're still the same. If not, you know me, I would be happy to do an updated tutorial with the new colors. Just holler at me. But I hope that helps. If you need help getting a color match and you want to grab one of the bundles to throw in with your foundation shades and you're new to Seint, my color match questionnaire is in the drop box below the video. I'd be happy to help you out and send you all of my recommendations and application instructions and all the things. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I love you.